What's up, y'all? Falcons get a 27-17 victory going into the bye week at 2-3. This is a team that probably should be. If they didn't blow the lead against Washington last week, they go lead against Washington last week. However, I mean, it is what it is. They took advantage of another bad football team today. Kyle Pitts had a breakout game today. He had over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. So, it was a good win for the Falcons. Any win is a good win for this team. So, big day in the office for Kyle Pitts. Matt Ryan actually had another solid day. Got to give it to him. He had 340 yards receiving and passing and 2 touchdowns. So, pretty good day at the office for the Falcons in the win. Let's see, JD, what's going on? He's checking in from, it's long, from Facebook. It's upsetting that it took really engaged being out along with it being the Jets for Pitts to finally be used right as the player that he is. He should be getting wide receiver 1 targets for the rest of the season. 12 to 15 should be the goal for the Falcons going forward when it comes to using Pitt and stop misusing the man who could potentially be a game changer going forward for this team's season in the future. I'm glad that they definitely did the same thing. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Kyle Pitts today showed why they took him number 4. Kyle Pitts is a freaking mismatch across the middle as a tight end at that. Like, you can line him up as a receiver. You can line him up on the outside. He's a really tough mismatch for this team, and I'm just glad they figured out a way to use him the right way because, it was a big win for this team today, for his confidence. That should get Arthur Smith off the slide. So, as far as the Falcons, that was big for us. And like you said, not having Kyle Pitts and having not having Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage, we definitely needed that lifting from this team. And that was a big time victory for the Falcons for their confidence as they go into the bye. They got Miami out of the bye, which should be another favorable matchup for the Falcons actually going forward. And I don't know. This could be a different season right now if the Falcons would have won that game last week against Washington. Not to say the season is a wash at this point, but they're 2-3, and you got Miami coming out to bye in Miami, so we'll see what happens with them there. But again, the Falcons found a way to win this game. It wasn't the prettiest game. I promise you that. I will say this. This game also showed to me that the Falcons really needed to address getting another receiver at some point this offseason, whether it's in the draft, whether it's before the season's over. But the Falcons really need a solid another receiver. I'm not saying that they need to make it a first-round priority, but you definitely need another playmaker on that offense because, again, Zacchaeus, not a 1 or 2. Blake's not a 1 or 2. I definitely think that we need to really be looking for we should have been looking for one when we was already knowing that the writing was on the wall to get rid of Julio. So we should have been trying to get that for sure. So let me see. JD said, haven't heard anything about Calvin Ridley. No, I really haven't. I still don't really know what is the basis of why he chose to not come to London, but at the end of the day, they definitely played well without him. So we didn't really miss him a lot. Although I no jab at him. I mean, we played well still without you. So, Bridget, hey, Miss Bridget, how you doing? She said we did it at the AM. I'm happy. Yes, I am too. I'm glad that we got the game over with and got a win out of there. That's the biggest thing. Walk away with a win. So I'm happy about that too. JD said, ding, 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 we need a solid receiver. Yes, we need another solid piece on that offense because Cordero Patterson is, before I even go to anything else, let me talk about Cordero Patterson exceeding his 1-year contract. If the Falcons chose to bring him back next year, I would not be mad with it because that guy's actually outplayed himself into being in this position. And I think he's a really talented guy. I think the Falcons really did something well with getting him here in free agency. That 1-year contract was well worth it. So I think the Falcons really need to look into potentially getting him back next year because, again, he's a good player. I like him. She also had Fallbreak. We had Fallbreak with you too. I definitely plan on getting some type of rest. Let's see. JD said receiver comes from everywhere. It don't have to be first. Yeah, it don't have to be the first round. We don't need to get a first rounder. We could definitely find a solid receiver for the Falcons. They just need to be looking because Calvin Ridley, and I don't want to, and let me make this clear. I'm not trying to make it a Calvin Ridley bad show or anything like that, but Calvin Ridley in the first 4 or 5 games have shown that he's not ready to be a wide receiver one yet. That's not to say that he can't be a wide receiver one. He's just not ready. He just needs some more time to really develop into this system and become a wide receiver one. I just don't think he's ready to do it just yet. So, again, I still think we need to get another piece here. I think that'll help us out a lot. Let's see. JD says CB shot the heck out of me. Yes, he is probably hands down the MVP of the Falcons right now. And it's because he had a solid game in Tampa week 2. He had an outstanding game last week. That's another reason I'm really sad that we didn't finish that game and win the game last week, because he really did a great job finding a way to get us that dub. And we found a way to get us in position to win the game. We end up losing the game because of it. But again, let's go to the stat line. Let me pull up the stat line real quick. But again, I'm definitely happy to. Oh, and also we may get Kendall Sheffield back for the game against the Dolphins in 2 weeks. Of course, we had a bye week, so let me get that pulled up. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the stat line. I don't know if they have it up here yet. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm about to pull this side up on the side. Yeah, and I'm also, another thing I like about playing that 9:30 game is we get to enjoy everybody else playing. We've already got our stress out of the way for the day, so we get to watch everybody else. If you got Sunday ticket, you get a chance to kick back and relax and watch this team play. So, it's definitely gonna be a fun one to watch. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen today. Hold on, let me share screen real quick. 1 second. Let's go to this. Okay. So as far as the Falcons per se, this game, let's go to the stat line. As you can see, Matt had a 342-yard passing day with 2 touchdowns. Had a quarterback rating of 109. That's awesome, Matt. I had a very, very good day at the office. Zach Wilson had 192 and a pick. Oh, Matt, another thing. Let me get this out the way. Shout out to the offensive line. They didn't give up a sack today. Shout out to the offensive line. They gave up a sack today. Salute to those guys. Oh, Kevin Kendall said thoughts on the Packers and Bengals game. I'm intrigued to see that game because the Bengals are an impressive 3-1. Green Bay is Green Bay. So to me, if they can win that football game, that's going to show me that they are ready to take a leap that we probably didn't think they were going to take in the second year under Joe Burrow. So, yeah, I think that's awesome for the Falcons today. I'm excited, proud of them. That was a big game for us. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading another comment. JD said, what? No sack? Cool. Yeah, we didn't have a sack today, which is awesome. For offensive line that had a bad day at the office, because the Jets. More people probably say it's the Jets, but still, hey, no sack day is a good day. So that's an awesome showing for the Falcons at the end of the day. Let's see. The rest of the stat line, Cordero Patterson also led the team in rushing. He had 14 carries for 54. Mike Davis had 53 himself and a touchdown. We had a total of 108 yards rushing on the day. It was just pretty good for this team. They don't really run the ball that well. Kyle Pitts, as you see, had 9 for 119 and a touchdown. Cordero Patterson also was the second leading receiver today with 7 catches for 60. Good day at the office. Kevin Kendall said the offensive line is definitely coming along nice. They definitely played well today. I will, as much heat as I give the offensive line, they played good today. Tevin, what's going on, bro? He said Matt did good without his 2 starting receivers. Offensive line set up a tad bit. Could easily be 3-2 right now, but I'm not going to complain too much. A dub is dub. You basically hit the nail on the coffin on everything that I was feeling. We could easily be 3-2 right now if we didn't blow that game in at home against Washington. We definitely we're definitely in a good spot. We definitely still can do something with a 2-3 record. That's the beautiful part about it. So again, that's a good day for the Falcons. One thing I really have to address is the drop passes. Now I do have to complain about that. The drop passes and the costly turnovers. Well, they didn't. Thankfully, they were not costly today. But Mike Davis had a fumble. Hayden Hurst had a fumble. Someone else had a fumble. Hayden Hurst had 2 fumbles, matter of fact. He had 1 go out of bounds. You cannot make those type of mistakes against a good football team or you will lose a game. We got away with it today. Falcons probably should have won by more than 7. But again, I'm not complaining about winning a game. You won the game. But at the end of the day, they could have probably won by maybe double digits. But they have those idiotic turnovers. Let's see. Kevin Kendall also said, as long as Mayfield continues to develop and keep his penalty downs alive and be straight going forward. That's the thing. He's a rookie. And it's kind of hard when you are a rookie quarterback getting under your feet in this league. So, I definitely feel like this team they got potential. And then I also think Arthur Smith is still working his way into being a head coach. And I also want to address that too. He did it today, but he got to figure out a way to get his stars going. Kyle Pitts got to be a part of your offense more and more as the season goes on. You drafted him number 4 for a reason. You cannot sit there and not get him going in the game. So I really hope that the Falcons are looking into that as far as going forward. Also want to congratulate Matt Ryan. He got 2 solid records today. He got to 5,000 completions, the second fastest in NFL history behind Drew Brees. He also had, I want to say, he broke Eli Manning's passing yard completion. And what sucks the most is Matt Ryan has a borderline Hall of Fame resume. It's out the way. It is time for the post Matt Ryan era. But what's so sad is Matt actually is putting together a borderline Hall of Fame resume, and unfortunately 28-3 is attached to his name. It sucks. But again, Matt Ryan has stepped it up the last 2 weeks for sure. I say the last 3, but he had a couple of boneheaded errors in those games that could have been interceptions. But he hasn't thrown a pick in 3 weeks. He's been playing well. He's been doing enough to win the game for the Falcons the last couple of weeks. So he's done enough. I think he may be starting to get a little comfortable with the offense. He was moving out the pocket today, extending plays. So we'll see how that plays out for him for the rest of the year, especially when we play Miami. We still got Carolina. We haven't even seen the Saints twice yet. So we'll see what happens as we get ready to play those type of teams in the second half of the season. Also, as far as our defense, they were bend but don't break. But the thing is, I will say Dean Pease is getting as much as he can out of a unit that's not that talented. Grady is Grady. Aluakon, in my personal opinion, might be the second best player on defense at this point, better than Deion Jones. Deion Jones still, to me, is not the guy that he needs to be, the contract that he's getting paid. But I will say that the defense has did enough today to win. Last week they had an awful showing, but they did enough today against the Jets. Yes, I know a lot of people may say it's the Jets, so it's the Jets. We get it. But they did enough to win the game, which is awesome for them. And we'll see. We'll see what these guys can do going forward as we get ready to come out the bye week. Let's see. Tevin says, speaking of Deion Jones, I didn't see him today. Listen, I haven't seen Deion Jones since 2020, early in 2020. I don't think he's not been the same. Okay, Kevin said, what are the 3 things you like to see from the Falcons during the bye? Honestly, figuring out a way to get better. For one, to me, the Falcons I'll say it like this. Their offense got to have a bye week where they got to figure out, after today, you got to start figuring out, okay, Pitts, Patterson, Ridley are my 3 go-to guys. Balance getting that ball out to them. I like how they run the ball with Patterson, but I also want to see some screens to Patterson. I also want to see if you're going to use Patterson, get him going. Get him going. Get him. And I hate to give this team a reference, but feed him like New Orleans feed Alvin Kamara. Feed him like Carolina feed McCaffrey. You got to get him going. I think they've been doing a good job of it over the last couple of weeks since he's been making plays. But I really do think the Falcons have to look into getting him more involved in the second half of the season. Definitely get Kyle Pitts more involved in the second half of the season after the bye. I think today should have been their wake-up call that we actually have a special talent sitting there at tight end. He's a physical freak of nature. He's everything that they said he's going to be. They just haven't been getting the ball enough to really make the impact. Everybody that started him in fantasy football, you're going to probably be happy today because he did have a good day. So anybody that started him or stuck with him today, you're happy because he definitely did a good job. I would also like to see them maybe – don't know what the financial situation is looking like. I will even look into either maybe getting another running back or find a way to bring somebody else in here to get that running attack a little more balanced, because I still think the Falcons aren't all the way where they should be running the ball yet. So I think that the Falcons really need to look into getting that together. Defensively, I think the Falcons also need to just utilize your young guys. I don't want the Falcons to commit to a particular person on this offense. So, that's going to be intriguing to see. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go to the comments. Kevin Kim said, I really want to see a little more Gallman in that running game. Yeah, I like the carries he got last week, and I don't think they showed enough of him. Kendra, what's going on, K-Harb? How you doing, bro? He said, can Burrow upset today? He can. I think they can. I really do think they can get an upset. The Bengals are better than I thought they were. They've actually been better than I thought they were. So I would love to see them pull an upset. I think that'd be a big win for that franchise, too. I think I actually picked Green Bay to win this game because I just don't know if they're ready for that yet. But it's possible. They're at home. John Peton said, what's going on, bro? He said Kyle Pitts is a matchup nightmare for any defense. Yes, but you got to have a competent offensive coordinator that's going to be able to expose that. So I really think that the Falcons need to look into that this bye week, find a way to continue to get him fed. Get him fed like you had Julio getting fed all these years. JD said, ding, ding, ding. Guess we need to run a running back. I'm big on that. Yes, I thought we should have drafted a running back in the draft. But the Falcons just said, forget it. We're going to roll Mike Davis. Nothing against Mike Davis. I just don't think that this offense fits him. I think he would be a better fit in a Baltimore or somewhere they're predicated on running the ball now. Because I definitely think that the Falcons have to find a way to get the ball to get another running back. I think if we could get another running back, that'd be awesome. Just see what we got, because I feel like Patterson is a mix of in the run and passing attack. I feel like Mike Davis is in way over his head here in Atlanta. I don't have anything against him. I just think he's getting over his head. And Wayne Gallman don't get the ball. And I don't understand why the Falcons brought Javian Hawkins in to not even use him. So that's another thing I want to see. I also want to see more of Richie Grant. I want to see more of Adana J. Those guys, when they get in the game, they do something solid. So I really want us to get the rookies involved. Let your rookies, because you don't know what you may have. Deron Harmon's not going to be a long-term Falcon. Eric Harris not going to be a long-term Falcon. You got to utilize your guys that you drafted. I need to see some of Avery Williams, Darren Hall, the guys that you drafted. I need to see Frank Darby. I heard all these wonderful reports about Frank Darby in training camp and in mini camp. I need to see Frank Darby in the second half of the season, because all I know is he was a playmaker at Arizona State. I did not see anything he's done in Atlanta. So that's some of the things I want to really see. JD also said, I told people we needed another running back in the draft. Yes, we did. We should have got a running back. And he also said, what would you rather have as running back? speed and physical or power and physical. I think we need a combination of speed and physical. You need a change of pace guy. To me, the way that Arthur Smith's offense is set up, like to me, Cordero Patterson is the speed version of this group, but he shouldn't be the speed version of the group. He should be that complementary back to do both. But we need a speed guy, a home run hitter where, hey, I know I put him in the ball game. He's either going to get me 10 yards or a house call. This guy I'm going to put in at the goal line. We don't have that to me. We don't have that. Tevin Ratcliffe said Chuba Hubbard sitting in the third. Yes, we skipped over so many running backs. It wasn't even funny. You skipped over so many running backs. But, yeah. John Peton said, I can't get a feel for Mike Davis. He's not on the right team. The Birds I just said, yeah, I don't think he's on the right team either. I really do think that he needs to look into possibly getting I think Baltimore would have fit him well. I really do. I really do. Let's see. Nick Green, what's going on, Nick? He said he's a Panther, sir. Yeah, he's definitely the Panthers had a great draft. Actually had a great last two drafts, so they've been a step ahead. Kevin Kendall said, what's the wide receiver free agency looking like? For a moment, they were saying we were trying to look at John Brown, but I guess nothing ever came about that. So, I mean, not really sure. I would have to look that up. That's actually a great question, to be honest with you. So, I would love to see what they're going to do as far as this upcoming break. But as we're on the bye, let me pull up our schedule so we can see what we got coming up off of after this bye week. Give me a second. But yeah, the Falcons, I'm sure they're kicking themselves for losing that game last week against Washington because this could be a different situation. I'm not saying that you're going to be as good as Tampa Bay because Tampa, to me, is by far the best team in the NFC. But, well, I'm not going to say they're by far the best team in the NFC. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. They're defending Super Bowl champs. And that's who you're looking up at in the entire division the whole way. So, but you could have made a shot. You can still, it's 7 spots, 17 games, 12 games left. So anything can happen in that short period of time. Excuse me, y'all. I got the games pulled up, so I'm trying to see who's just scored. But hold on, let me pull this schedule up out of the bye week. And James were pick on the first. Oh, God. They should have been drafting a quarterback, not Ian freaking Book. But I'll leave that alone. Let me share this screen so I can show what we're talking about here. Okay. The Falcons in the next 3 weeks will have the Dolphins in Miami on the 24th. As you know, we have a bye week. Just to keep a reminder for anybody that isn't aware, we do have a bye week next week. So no Falcon football next week. So just chill out for the week. We're gonna watch football. We're at Miami. We got the Panthers at home on Halloween in week 8, and then we go to New Orleans and Dallas. These next 4 games will either make or break the Falcons going forward. They got 4 interesting games coming up, and 2 against 2 really good squads in Carolina and Dallas. New Orleans is, to me, middle of the pack. I think New Orleans is winning based off their defense right now. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But again, this is the 4-game stretch that's coming up in the next 4 weeks is at Miami, which I think is a winnable football game. We could probably be 3-3. Then you got Carolina, New Orleans, and Dallas. This is right here will determine – it's either going to put the Falcons in position to compete in a wild card race, which I'm not even really trying to get. I'm not even trying to hype that up at this moment. But I'm just saying we'll see what happens in that 3-game stretch. I'm not picking no games in that stretch. We'll see what happens when we get there. But, that's the schedule coming up. Kevin Kendall said we got to pass into that. Yeah, we do. I'm intrigued to see how we're going to play with that game as well. But, yeah, that's the schedule coming up. I'll probably be back on sometime soon this week. We're going to probably get a chance to talk about some more things when it comes to the Falcons and probably the other teams in the league. I'm going to definitely try to get in and talk about Georgia. I know a lot of you want to talk about UGA at this point. Georgia's going to be number 1 at 2 o'clock, which I know all of us Georgia fans are excited about. Of course, you got the Braves in the playoffs. So I got to get on here and talk about the other Atlanta teams. But we are getting ready to watch some football. So I'm gonna get off here. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Again, big win for the Falcons. They're 2-3 going into the bye. Better than they've been in the last 2 seasons. He said, "Go Braves!" Yes, sir. They just tied the series. They play tomorrow at 1:00 here in Atlanta at Truist Park. But again, here we go. Braves, go. Y'all enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll definitely talk some more this week. And if you got any show ideas for me to get on here and talk about, let me know, because I'm always down for that. But hey, Falcons got to win. They made a great day for us. So cool. Y'all have a good day.